Okay, so we are live and let's see how we open at 9:30 today. This is the trade which I have done. Okay, $40 scalp. Let's see how it opens at 9:30 and I will explain the logic of this trade. Okay, in last live stream I was unable to show you the live executions on of Tuesday, but this is live. Markets are live. I don't only talk the talk, okay, I walk the talk. So I executed and I will share the logic, but as of now I am looking how it opens at 9:30. Don't worry, I will explain the full logic of this trade, and let me just remove it for now, these execution levels. I don't need it, but excuse me, but let's see how it opens at 9:30. This is the minor buy side, this is the sell side for pre-market. If it breaks down at 9:30 and take out these people out, and if it comes inside this first presentation and then it tries to create change in state of delivery or some kind of inversion model, then we can look for upside targeting this high and this high. But let's see how it opens at 9:30. That is really very crucial, and Nasdaq is more weaker than S&P today as of now, because when I took the trade in Nasdaq and I compared ES with that, okay, so you can see right here ES created a higher low, sorry, ES created a higher low and Nasdaq created a lower low. So this was also one of the reasons for the trade. Okay, this is SMT just ahead of 850, and today we had a very high impact news at 8:30, which was PPI. Look at that, it is breaking down lower. So let's see this gap, which was buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. It is acting as the inversion fair value gap. Okay, this gap right here is acting as the inversion, and let me mark the 9/10. So this was the macro. It break this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, come to it midpoint and started to move lower. So let's see how it opens at 9:30 and the initial whipsaw, and this is the 8:30 opening price. So let's just watch out, and here the high formed in London today. Let's see on regular trading hours how. Okay, we are opening with a large opening range gap. Okay, we are opening with large opening range gap. 2570 and more than 200 points. So let's see. Okay, we opened right here. Let me go back to the regular trading hours and let me just put it right here. Let me make it dotted and 2 so can visible. Open right here. And let me extend that right. Okay, so we can see. So this is the opening range gap for ES. We open right here. Okay, so this is the midpoint for ES and this is the midpoint for Nasdaq. Move back to the electronic trading hours and let's see. If eventually it wants to move lower, first it will move up, take out the people, and then it will move lower. And if it wants to move upper first, then if it wants to move up on the upside eventually, then it should come down and take these people out, man, these people. Okay, so we are heading upwards toward the midpoint of this opening range. Let's see. Okay, no, it's just pulling it higher. So this becomes our first presented fair value gap for today, and this is the inefficiency for 830. That is first FVG. Let's extend that right. Also, let me just send it back. Yeah. Okay, this is the midpoint of opening range gap for today, and here we have minor buy side. Let's see how it reacts inside this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Okay, it came down and it should now move higher. Take out these people out and check check ES. Smooth buy side. Okay, it is coming down towards the midpoint of that first presentation. Okay, let's really important how this efficiency reacts. And I am removing this now, this wick I utilized earlier, and now I'm going to grade this wick right here. Okay, I will simply grade that. I will extend it right, trying to stay inside the upper half of this inefficiency. And check out ES. ES is also trying to stay above this first presentation. But I would like to wait it out. No positions are on. Actually, I have taken the trade, the pre-market session. Now I will look for opportunities inside 950 to 1010 macro if I get something, because this looks not as I want. We have compromised the midpoint of the first presentation, and now it should act as inversion and send the prices lower. Take out this. Now if it wants to do that, it should, okay, no, it does not want to do that. Let's see, man. It's getting to high resistance and I would like to wait it out. Let's see what it does. But these highs look smooth, but this fair value gap got compromised and now it is trying to act as the inversion. Let's see. Let's see. Let it do whatever it wants to do. Excuse me. Okay, so we are moving higher. This is likely the draw on the upside. Excuse me. But it is moving in a very high resistance way. Okay, covering the previous candles. Look at that. This is also a good draw because retail is thinking that this gap right here, sorry, this area right here is support, so they might can get compromised. Okay, so we hit that smooth area of buy side which I told, and now it is starting to move lower. This is the sell side for ES and this is the sell side for NQ. But you can see it is just moving up and down. It has taken out a minor buy side and it went above the 830 opening. And hopefully, as you can see, I did not enter the longs because the way it was coming down was not good. So now it should break this low and start to trade below this false presentation. Kindly excuse me, guys. I told you the midpoint of this inefficiency got compromised, so it is not useful for us to go long inside this right now. And this, I told retail is thinking this as the support and they are attacking that. Look at that. We went to the lower quadrant for regular trading hour gap, and look at that. I told you how retail is seeing this as the smooth support level and they are gonna get punished. And ES took out, and look at that, how it is moving. This is the next draw for ES, which is 828.50. But now I'm not in a rush to chase lower prices. We have taken out pre-market sell side and we could not came said this. Now Nasdaq is getting stronger and ES is getting weaker. This inefficiency right here is really important, how it acts, if it really gonna cover it fully on the upside or not. That will be interesting to watch. I am looking for this right here. Yes, I'm looking for that inefficiency. needs to close above this. It did not close above that. I'm looking to enter long. Let's see if we can move higher a bit. Yes, it should move higher to start to trade above the first presentation for today. Break this high, and ultimately this is the draw I am looking for. Let's see. It was in a bit high resistance. Now it should move on the upside, just like that. Take out this high and this. This is the draw I am looking for, but now I am removing the risk from the trade completely. This is the draw to look for. Now I would like to increase my positive stop out so that I can book something in this. It should not come back down. It can, I'm not saying that, but I would not like to see that. I would like to see for it to start to spool higher and take out this. Okay, so it stopped me out right there, as you can see that. So I have no regrets in that, because it is in a really high resistance. It is moving up and down, but this is the draw I'm looking for. Okay, how this gap reacts now, and the midpoint of the first presentation is really important. I'm removing this. Let me show you the executions for that. 49, 71, 20 points secured in that. With that, it is moving higher. I trailed it aggressively, but it is in high resistance, man. I don't want to risk more, and I am done for the day. I'm not going to enter now in any trades because it is not delivering as I am wanting, like in a smooth way. Okay, it can move higher and take out people out, those who are in short, but the way it is moving, it is in a high resistance. And yes, you can see that it is moving higher towards that draw. Yeah, just like that. I trailed my stop loss really aggressively. But it's fine, man. It is fine. But still, this low right here, okay, so we are very near our target. And yes, it's not about being right or wrong, it is about managing risk, understanding market sentiment, and how retail is observing price, and how smart money is going to cannibalize the retailers. Okay, that is the logic. but the way it is moving, it is not in a smooth way, and we have to respect the risk. Okay, we have to respect the risk. So now we are inside the macro time. You can just start to spool it higher. This gap right here, how it reacts inside this gap is really very important. If it wants to move higher, the bodies of the candle should stay above the midpoint of this gap, and if it wants to move lower without hampering more on the upside, then this gap will get compromised completely. It looks like it, they can damage them. Let's see. Okay, we came very near to our target, but we did not hit that. So that is the reason why you need to take partials. Not interested at all. Very high resistance. All these candles are looking like a barcode. Okay, closed below the midpoint, but I'm not interested in doing anything today. I'm done. And now let me just show you this right here. This pre-market trade analysis. Look at that. It could have just pumped it. That's not much area, but it did not. So that is something to watch for. It came up to this point but did not hit that. So let's see what it does. Execution levels. Yeah. 2 trades on the day of PPI, and let me just explain the logic. 7, we have our New York pre-market session starts. It went up, clear out this minor buy side, went inside this inefficiency and started to move lower, and at 8:30 we had a high impact news, which is PPI. This is the previous day low. Once it break that previous day low with that big down close candle right here, as you can see at 8:30 how big this candle is. Okay, how big it is, and now retail is chasing the shots on the downside. Okay, once this get compromised, and those retailers, those who were chasing, and there was SMT with ES right here, and you can see the very first gap before the stop run. This is the stop run right here. Right here is the stop run. This is the stop run. Very first gap before the stop run should act as the inversion, and it just start to spool the prices higher. Okay, so I entered right on this candle when it was coming down. I entered and I exited right here. Okay, so from 821 to 860, 40 points. Okay, and as you can see how this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency was holding the prices higher. And why I exited my trade right here, because it did not close above this inefficiency, which is sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. It did not even close above the midpoint, so I exited my trade right there. That was in the pre-market. So I hope you got the logic, because retail traders were chasing shots, and I got this wonderful opportunity ahead of 850. Okay, ahead of 850 macro I entered, because retail traders, when there is such volatility, they start to get excited and they chase price. and once they chase, and when the time is right and I see what I am looking for, I enter, and that's it. I am completely opposite to what retail traders are doing. And here, as you can see, this same logic I applied right here live in front of you guys. I booked 20 points. Okay, and why did I trailed my stop loss? Because of this particular reason right here. I told you it did not, it came to this point but did not took out these highs, so there might be some reason for that. And I said this is something, if we did not hit that, they might come down again and take out these people out, those who are in long. And due to the high resistance, and in high resistance we need to respect the risk a lot. So these are two trades I have taken, and I am completely done for the day, man. Nothing more to do. Nothing more to do. I did not get a good fill here, but that is fine. That is completely fine. I'm done. And this gap right here is acting as the inversion fair value gap. Right here, this gap is acting as the inversion. It is in the form of buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, but it got breached right here, and now it is acting as inversion, and it is trying to send the prices lower. But let's see how it reacts inside this. Excuse me. Inside this first presentation, we are inside the macro, and macro started to spool the prices lower. Okay, but this inefficiency on ES is acting as the inversion, the bodies of the candle staying above the midpoint of this gap. So let's see. A lot of people are trying to short, and market will punish the sellers. Okay, it will. But the way it will punish, it can punish both buyers and sellers. So I'm staying out. I'm not rushing, I'm not chasing, I'm done. I'm completely done. Okay, this was the trade I did not took in front of you, but this trade I definitely took in front of you. And yes, it's just 20 points, but how much did you made today? Or you got caught up in this up and down, up and down? Okay, it's really important to know what you are doing. And I'm literally done for the day. I'm gonna close the terminal and walk away, because I'm done. No more thing to do. Yesterday I did not follow my model, and it is what it is. I eat that loss, but I recovered that loss today with just true trades, following my model inside a particular time. So it is what it is. I am completely fine, not chasing this anymore. I'm gonna close the terminal and walk away. So that's it from my side. I don't want to make it really huge, but the logic which I'm showing you from last two live stream of backtesting, why backtesting is important, how I knew that when price was falling right here, how did I entered on this candle. I was trying to get the price inside this inefficiency, but I got little higher. But you can consider the volatility that is inside the marketplace as of now. So I entered and I got stopped out. That was a positive stop out of plus 20 points. So I was wrong about my target, but still I made some money. And there are many traders I know, those who chased this up and down, and they got caught on both the sides. Okay, they got caught on buying as well and on selling as well. So I'm not trying to do anything anymore now, but as you can see now, the bodies of the candle is respecting the midpoint of the first presentation for today. So let's see. it can do whatever it wants to do. I am completely done. So once again, it is inside the range in a high resistance, but it might can move higher and take out people out those who are in short, and then it can come down and take people out those who are in long as well. So it's not high probability for me, for my model, so I'm staying out. And as you can see, this inefficiency right here, including the volume imbalance, that's it man, that's it. I'm done for the day. Trading is not about doing more, it is about doing less, and less is more in this industry. Why it is kind of things. Okay, so that is it. I'm ending the stream. Thank you for watching and be safe guys.